Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. With numbers of COVID cases down in the state, Berkshire County and the state of Massachusetts, arts and entertainment events through the county are resuming their schedules. On this episode, I'll be giving a preview of the Jacob's Pillow Dance Festival and another exhibit at the Williams College Museum of Art, plus the chance to go on a road trip to Westfield to visit a popular ice rink, which is great for families. Additionally, I'll be doing an RT's favorite film segment on what is my personal all-time favorite film, Mad Max Fury Road. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, how long did it take for Mad Max Fury Road to be fully filmed? Now, for this episode's local headlines. First, an update on local cities and towns' mask mandates. In some breaking news, the city of Pittsfield has decided to drop its indoor mask mandate, effective immediately. People who have been fully vaccinated, which includes booster shots, no longer have to be masked. However, this all depends on one's comfort level. If you do not feel comfortable maskless, you may continue to wear a mask. With schools coming back from winter break, many of the districts have made their own rules about mask mandates. For instance, Pittsfield Public Schools lasted until March 4th, and North Adams schools lasted until March 1st. As for mask mandates still going on, Berkshire Arts and Technology School in Adams will last until April 6th, while Central Berkshire County Regional District will end theirs March 21st. Stay tuned to WWHEN for more information. Now for a reminder of a concert happening at Mass MoCA discussed on the last episode. Deon Jones is a musician and artist with one of the most important voices of his generation. Jones created his first recording project, a rendition of the U2 song Sunday Bloody Sunday, after he was involved with the 2020 summer protests for racial justices. The recording, which is included in fellow artist Glenn Cayano's In the Light of a Shadow, which is currently on display at Mass MoCA, has been hailed by Rolling Stone magazine and U2 themselves as transformative, while the Boston Globe praised it as a performance with clarifying power. Jones will bring his transformative energy to Mass MoCA's Hunter Center. Jones was supposed to be performing in January, but after he tested positive for COVID, he delayed the concert until March. Deon Jones will be performing at Mass MoCA's Hunter Center on Saturday, March 19th at 8 p.m. An hour before the concert, artist Glenn Cayano, who as stated earlier helped with Deon on his Sunday Bloody Sunday record, will be signing autographs prior to the show. Tickets can be purchased online at massmoca.org. Masks, proof of vaccine, and ID are required. There will be some frank discussions about the 2020 civil rights protests, so this concert may not be acceptable for young children. Are you into artwork? If you live in Pittsfield, then you may have noticed some of the city's utility boxes are painted with beautiful designs. Pittsfield Artscape is bringing more public art to the city downtown with its call for the 2022 Paintbox Project. It is offering artists a $250 stipend as well as an additional $150 towards art supplies per eligible utility box. Now in its 6th year, the Pittsfield Paintbox Project will bring an additional 10 paint box designs to the Pittsfield landscape. In an interview with iBerkshires.com, Allison Brigham, Artscape's co-chair, said, quote, "The past 2 years have been difficult for everyone, and we are ready to brighten things up with new artwork. We are hoping to get some new artists and groups involved in our paint box project this year. This will be the most installations we've offered in a single round of paint boxes to date, and we're really excited about that," end quote. The mission of Artscape is to enhance the overall character of Pittsfield's downtown and attract visitors by installing and promoting works of art in various accessible outdoor locations throughout Pittsfield's Upstreet Cultural District. If you are curious about the Pittsfield program application, visit the link shown here or visit the Pittsfield Artscape Facebook page. Applications are due April 3rd. The paintings will be going on throughout the summer. Another concert will be happening at the Colonial Theater. This one will be of interest for those with a military background. The United States Air Force Heritage Brass Band has a rich history of inspiring hearts and minds with their music. It was one of the original Army Corps bands, created by the order of the since-defunct Secretary of War, all the way back in 1941. Their first performance was in 1946 in Brooksfield, Texas, and they have been performing a wide range of music ever since. The Heritage Brass Band has performed everywhere from England to France, and in televised events including the Today Show and the Desert Storm National Victory Parade, along with several presidential inaugural events. This concert will mark their first visit to Berkshire County. It will be part of their annual concert series that takes them more than 150,000 miles across the United States. The USAF Heritage Brass Band will be performing on March 22nd at 7 p.m. As usual, masks and ID are required, although the theater is starting to lessen its vaccine-proof mandate. Visit BerkshireTheaterGroup.org for more information. Now for a new art exhibit at the Williams College Museum of Art. With the Retro Japan exhibit, which I discussed on the January 19th episode, closing this month, it's a great time to see one of the museum's brand new exhibits. Worshipping at the Altar of Uncertainty is a site-specific installation by artist Camila Janan Rashid. Rashid works off of Argentinian writers Jorge Luis Borges' The Library of Babel, and imagines a place holding all possible books which contain all possible knowledge. There is text circling the room's baseboards visually and conceptually, which interprets Borges' description of libraries. The format of Rashid's exhibition encourages visitors to wander and think about their own lives. It invites us to explore wayward ways of seeing and knowing. Worshipping at the Altar of Uncertainty will be on display at the Williams College Museum of Art from now until June 26th. The museum is open during the spring 2022 semester Wednesdays through Saturdays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Masks, proof of vaccine, and ID are required at all times. Visit artmuseum.williams.edu for more information. The Jacob's Pillow Dance Company's 90th season happens this year. The anniversary season is filled with celebrations, world premieres, new commissions, and works developed at the Pillow Lab. This comes off a difficult 2 years, including the cancellation of the majority of the 2020 season and the tragic fire that destroyed the famed Doris Duke Theater, a mystery which remains unresolved. In a press release, Artistic Director Pamela Tacey said, quote, "We simply can't wait to welcome the dance-loving community to our grounds, archives, live performances, and talks this summer. We're especially excited to kick off our 90th anniversary season by reopening the Ted Shawn Theater, now renovated with a new stage house, air cooling, and ventilation. It will be a sheer joy to gather together again in that magical theater," end quote. There are over 25 different dance companies performing old and new work, and there will be a number of world premieres. The highlight of these is the Americana to Me show, which celebrates the Ted Shawn renovation by paying homage to the very first dance concert that was presented at the Ted Shawn Theater way back in 1942. Renovations to the Ted Shawn Theater include a new ventilation system, orchestra pit, enhanced accessibility, increased stage depth, a new indoor artist crossover, and a new lower deck, which is more accessible to people with disabilities. Member tickets are currently on sale, but tickets to the general public go on sale beginning April 6th. To purchase tickets, visit jacobspillow.org or call 413-243-0745. Proof of COVID-19 vaccines for anyone 5 and older is mandatory, as well as face coverings for all on-site visitors. The season kicks off on June 22nd and runs through August 28th, and there is an opening gala on June 18th. Again, visit jacobspillow.org for more information. It's now time for this episode's movie review portion of WWHEN. This week we're doing RT's favorite films, or in this case, RT's favorite film of all time. I've talked about a lot of different films here on WWHEN, ranging from horror films such as Get Out to teen-oriented movies like The Maze Runner and Nerve. However, no movie has struck a nerve more than this particular film, Mad Max Fury Road. This movie was released in 2015, but 7 years later, the movie remains deep in my memory. This is the 4th film under the name Mad Max, but it is a standalone film and can be watched without any prior knowledge of the previous movies. This Mad Max is captured by the evil warlord Immortan Joe, but is kept alive for show and his army. One of Immortan Joe's female soldiers, Furiosa, betrays Immortan Joe to try to save the world. And after some disagreements with Max, the two team up and try to stop Immortan Joe. This was one of 2015's most praised movies, winning a remarkable 6 Oscars for technical categories: editing, costume design, production design, makeup, sound editing, and sound mixing. Those were the most Oscars out of any movie released that year. And the visuals are part of the big reason why I love this movie. It's one of the most beautiful, eye-popping movies I've ever seen. If you watch this movie, watch it on as big of a screen as possible. Also, the action is almost non-stop throughout the entire movie. The fight scenes are plentiful and wonderful, but they also make sense within the plot itself. Most action movies tend to ignore their characters because they demand more fight scenes. But Mad Max Fury Road allows time to develop its characters. In fact, for such an action-driven movie, Mad Max Fury Road is surprisingly female empowering. As Furiosa, Charlize Theron is just as strong as Tom Hardy's Mad Max. The two characters balance each other nicely and gives them both personalities. Despite the many Oscars for this movie, Theron was not nominated. To me, this was one of the Oscars' biggest snubs of all time. Also, this movie isn't male bashing or female bashing. Rather, both of the lead characters work together to solve a problem that affects them equally. If it sounds like I'm an expert at this movie, I've used Mad Max Fury Road in my education background. I wrote an essay titled "Inside the Gender Politics of Mad Max Fury Road" at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts for my broadcast journalism degree. It's amazing how much Mad Max Fury Road seems to be just a regular action film, but is really something far more extraordinary. If you're interested in watching this movie, you can watch it for free on the IFC channel, or rent it for $3.99. Mad Max Fury Road also brings us the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was, how long did it take Mad Max Fury Road to be fully filmed? The answer is 17 years. Director George Miller, who came up with the original Mad Max films, wanted to come up with a new production all the way back in 1998. Early script writing took 3 years, but that product was delayed, then ultimately canceled after the 9/11 attacks, the Iraq War, and original Mad Max star Mel Gibson's status as box office poison after making controversial comments. Miller didn't give up though, and production on Mad Max Fury Road finally started in 2012. Tensions between Miller and stars Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, as well as various post-production issues typical of any Hollywood movie, delayed the movie even further. After all the problems, Mad Max Fury Road was finally released to critical acclaim in 2015, proving that sometimes patience and a lot of hard work is all you need to make a movie a success. On this week's episode, we will be taking another road trip. This week we will be visiting Westfield to the Amelia Park and Arena. This is a non-profit community facility that sees over 50,000 visitors annually. Inside, there is an ice arena for families to visit, an outdoor rink which is good for the cold winter months, a garden which in the summer is used for weddings, and an arcade inside which has over 25 games. Great for a time in between skating. There is also a nearby children's museum, which you can get in for free when you buy tickets to the arena. The facility was created by the late philanthropist Albert First in honor of his wife Amelia. Both of them were well known in the Westfield area for giving back to the youth. While the arena is only 22 years old, it was named one of Westfield's most popular family places to visit, which makes for a great family road trip. Amelia Park is located on 21 South Broad Street in Westfield, approximately an hour from Berkshire County. The arena is open every day from Monday through Saturday, although hours vary. Visit www.ameliapark.org for more information. Masks and proof of ID are required at this time, although they are starting to lessen their vaccine mandate. That ends this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit Pittsfield TV's and CTSB TV's websites shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, make sure to check out my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.